Mercury retrograde is coming, and I already know what that means. Your Wi-Fi is going to be blamed, your ex is going to text, and someone in your life who has never once thought about astrology is going to say, oh, that's why my phone has been weird. But before we throw our devices out the window and hide under the covers for 3 weeks, let's actually talk about what is going on in the skies. Because the science is genuinely fascinating and the mythology is ancient. And understanding both will completely change how you navigate it. What's actually happening then? So let's start with astrology. Mercury doesn't actually move backwards. What we see is an optical illusion created by the positions and the speed of Earth and Mercury as they orbit the Sun. Because Mercury orbits the Sun faster than Earth does, there are moments when it appears to slow down, stop, and reverse direction, like a car passing another on the highway. Normally, the planets move west to east through the stars at night, what astronomers call prograde motion. Periodically, that motion appears to change, and they seem to move east to west instead. We call this retrograde motion. The retrograde continues for a short time, and then the motion switches back to prograde. Mercury does this more than any other planet because it takes just 88 Earth days for Mercury to orbit the Sun one time. So, 3 or 4 times a year, the planet appears to us to move backwards in the sky for around 3 weeks at a time. So that's the physics. No cosmic curse, no planetary glitch, just 2 planets doing their thing. And from where we're standing on Earth, it looks like one of them is moonwalking. Why do we specifically associate this planet with communication and technology? That goes back thousands of years. The Babylonians were one of the first civilizations to observe Mercury, and that was over 3,000 years ago. They referred to it as Nabu, their messenger god who held sway over knowledge and writing. Even the ancient Egyptians linked Mercury to Thoth, the deity of knowledge, writing, and the divine communicator. The Romans named the planet after their messenger god Mercurius, god of commerce and communication, and the messenger of the gods, because of its fast movement across the sky. In Roman mythology, Mercury was the god of boundaries, commerce, communication, including divination, eloquence, financial gain, languages, luck, travelers, and trickery. He was also the guide of souls to the underworld. Astrologically, Mercury represents our ability to formulate an idea and our ability to express it. So when ancient astrologers saw the messenger god's planet appear to stop and reverse, the symbolism practically wrote itself. The messenger is going backwards. Messages are going to get lost. Here's something a lot of people don't realize. Mercury retrograde isn't just the 3 weeks when the planet appears to move backwards. There are shadow periods on either side of it. These are called retroshades. The time before and after the retrograde, where the planet slows down before the actual retrograde and speeds up as it exits. Think of it like a 3-act play. Opening act, the pre-retrograde. Main act, the retrograde. And the exit stage left, the post-retrograde. For Mercury, the shadow period is about 3 weeks before the retrograde and 3 weeks after. I personally have only ever noticed the pre-shadow retrograde effects in the 1 week immediately leading up to retrograde and the 1 week after Mercury goes direct. The pre-shadow period is about preparation. The post-shadow is about integration. Think of post-shadow as the cosmic version of Shavasana, where you actually let everything land. Now, this particular retrograde has something extra going on because we're in Cancer season. Mercury isn't just going backwards, it's going backward at home in the sign ruled by the moon itself. Mercury is the planet of communication and ideas, and Cancer is known for being caring, nurturing, and sometimes a bit defensive. So when the planet of how we talk goes retrograde in the sign of how we feel, you get a very specific flavor of chaos. We're not just misreading emails, we're emotionally misreading each other. In Cancer season, Mercury retrograde is expressed in our emotions and our feelings of security and safety, and even in our home. Cancer is a water sign that can feel like a comforting home, a place where we go for nourishment and TLC. And when Mercury retrogrades through this lunar home, things can often feel like we lost the keys to that home and we'll never be able to find them. Mercury retrograde in Cancer often resurfaces unresolved family dynamics. Old arguments are revisited, childhood patterns become visible, and emotional conversations that family have been avoiding finally demand attention. Everyone's extra sensitive during this 3-week cycle. Keep a firm privacy policy in place and respect people's space. But here's the beautiful thing buried in all of that. Cancer has strong instincts and intuitive powers, and it can make sense of information that might not seem 100% logical at first. So while the mind might be foggy, the gut is often crystal clear right now. This is a retrograde that rewards feelings over thinking. July 12th, when Mercury and the Sun come together in a clarifying event called a Kazimi, from the Arabic phrase meaning in the heart of the Sun. This is the moment when Mercury is close enough to the Sun to be washed and renewed by its light. So around that date, any lessons you've been learning from Mercury retrograde are likely to show up more clearly. Important insights can arrive through any channel, dreams, social media posts, friends, strangers, even snippets of overheard conversations could unlock something for you. Mark July 12th on your calendar. That's your eye of the storm moment of clarity. Okay, so what do we do with this? The pop culture version of Mercury retrograde is panic, hide, blame everything on the planets, post 17 memes. And while you can certainly do all the above, that's not actually the invitation. The real astrological guidance is to slow down, double check details, be extra clear in communication. The energy shifts from pushing forward to reviewing what already exists. Think of it as the universe's revision period. This is a good time to sit back and review what you put your energy toward. Are you focusing your energy where it matters most to you? Losing the balance between different parts of your life can cause them to suffer, and being aware of that, especially during Mercury retrograde, can help you maintain or better understand how that balance works. Mercury retrograde is associated with the prefix. Revisiting, reconsidering, reconnecting. Old contacts and relationships tend to resurface because the energy favors looking backwards. If your ex texts, that's not Mercury's fault. That's just your ex. But it's a moment to reconnect with your own clarity about why that door closed. Practically speaking, back up your devices. Reread before you click send. Give yourself extra time for travel. Double check appointments. If something technological goes sideways, take a breath before you assume it's catastrophic. Mercury entering retrograde is much like the weather shifting. Not good, not bad, but a neutral part of life on Earth. We tend to move full speed ahead so often that when Mercury asks us to pump the brakes, it can feel chaotic. But chaos and course correction can look identical from the inside. So the next time someone says, ugh, Mercury retrograde, like it's the end of the world, you can rest easily knowing it's just orbital mechanics and a really old myth about the messenger god, and we're going to use it to our advantage. Let's revisit your intentions. Let the old things resurface so that you can decide consciously what deserves to come with you and what deserves to get left behind. Have the patience to pause, the wisdom to review, and the grace to let Mercury do its thing while you do yours. Stay classy, moonflowers.